Hey guys, I'm Yolanda Mabanga and you are tuned into another episode of UBUNTU.biz. I am so very excited about this episode simply because I'm going to be interviewing the very first guests that are introduced onto UBUNTU.biz because they started from humble beginnings and now they are working their way to the top with this beautiful container behind me that was sponsored by a well-known organization, and it is evidence that anything that you put your mind to, you can do so. So that's why I'm here to talk to them about this upgrade and what the future holds for SG Bakery. So do follow me. Siyanda, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Oh my gosh, you were actually my very first guest on UBUNTU.biz. I was here 9 months ago.
I remember.
And there was a shaka. Barely enough room to go in. You know, it was hot because it was like round about the summer. And now there has been just so much change, so much progress.
Yeah, man.
In a time frame of like, what, 9 months? Take me through that journey. Wow.
Thank you so Yolanda for taking your time again to interview us here at SG Bakery. I remember very well.
Yes, you were my very first guest.
The very first day when you came here. So yeah, man, it's been a very progressive journey. Skulile from the kitchen to this big container now. It's been a long process, and we are very thankful that you are here now. It all started in the kitchen right here behind this container. We started at the kitchen.
Your mom's kitchen?
Mom's kitchen back 2019 July. After coming back at school, DUT, I had to do something with my life. Unfortunately, I was not lucky to get any job. That's where the idea of, no, let me just be resourceful and start baking cakes. From there, the business went well. And then we have to move out to the kitchen, and we built a small little shack that was here before this container. Then when you do something, you become lucky. Then we became lucky, and Hollywood was able to sponsor us with this 12-meter shipping container.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, I'm sure it felt like surreal, like a dream.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
How long have you had the container for?
It's been 6 months now. We had this container. It came in March. Hollywood Beds donated in March. Then it became a dream come true for us.
So SG Bakery started a year ago.
Yes, back 2019.
And then 6 months later, you got sponsored a whole container.
That's correct.
So your business just blossomed within a whole year.
Yes, that's correct.
That is unbelievable.
Hey man, it's God's work. It's God's work.
But
and hard
you
work.
and your partner are very committed, very dedicated.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're reaping the rewards now, starting to show.
Yeah, man. When you work hard, when you put more work, you become lucky. And I think God can able to give you that next step if you are able to start something.
Yeah.
You're always gonna get the next step from God. Yeah.
So since having the container, take me through that journey. How was it?
Our work has become much easier now because we no longer before we had the container. Hey man, our place were very when you came to our first interview, man. When it was raining, it was very bad. But for now, we are very relaxed.
So you would be affected when it's raining?
It's very affecting.
Like it would come into the...
Yeah, kagnetsa some other places, obviously through imshini where sisibhakela khona, but it was not kakunganethi lapho. But ngasemnyango it was very bad. But we were very lucky to be sponsored. Yeah.
So how did SG Bakery get this sponsorship that it got?
We were very lucky. While we were still in shock, we were posting our work, but for social media, but we were posting our work. And luckily, Mr. Siyanda, a very active gentleman from Facebook, was a recognizer. Then he was the one who was able to help us to get this sponsorship via Hollywood Bet. And from there, the rest is history.
Take me through the unrest during, the turmoil with businesses here in KZN. Did that affect your business at all?
Not for us here at Lokshin, but naloko saba busy kakhulu.
Really?
Because remember when there was unrest, so all the shops were closed and all the bakeries that are coming in Umlazi, they were not operating. So I think it became a blessing for SG Bakery to be known, Umlazi, not Umlozi as a whole, but there were people from Lamontville, from
traveling all the way
to get this bread. There was a long queue here for 3 days, man.
For 3 days?
For 3 days. I think this was a blessing in disguise for SG Bakery, because now SG Bakery, a lot of people know about SG Bakery, and they were able to taste our bread, and that's why gave us an opportunity for us to also prove ourselves. No, there's these guys from Umlazi who can provide bread for you guys, So I think it was a blessing in disguise for us.
Were you able to meet with the demands? Because I know with that expectation, you have to match up to it. Was the company able to do that?
Hey man, we didn't able to meet out with the demand. Remember, we were not ready, for even us, that there would be something like this. But we did try our best, because can you imagine people all Mlazi, Lamonti, Kwamashu. So even Kwamashu, they were coming here, man, to buy bread. They would come here 5:30 in the morning. Then the queue will be finished around 5 o'clock in the late. So we did try our best as a small bakery.
You put in more hours.
Yes, there was a night shift to prepare for bread, so for people who come tomorrow in the morning, so that they will able to get this bread. But I can say we did try our best. People knows us now.
Do you think with that experience you were able to pick up the weaknesses within the business that you guys need to work on to be better in the future?
Yes, there are a lot of them. One was that as a business, as a small businesses or whatever, even it's a big business, you must be always prepared for bad things to happen. Because when you're always looking for bad things to happen, it makes your mind to be very sharp. Not that you thinking in a negative way, but you must be always ready in terms of stock. Because on the second day, we were out of there's this thing called premix that makes bread. We were out of it because the stock that we had was only enough for a week, but unfortunately where we buy our premix, they were also closed. It told us, no guys, you must always have a lot of stock for things like this, because you will never know the future. So I think that's one of the lessons that we have learned in this unrest.
What other lessons were there, or was that the only one?
Another lesson was that you as a young entrepreneur, especially Ekasi, you must always be ready. You must be always ready for anything, man. For anything. It can be the unrest, it can be the looting, it can be whatever that can happen to small businesses, for entrepreneurs. You must always be ready, looking for those loopholes. It's okay. And always try by all means. You always think ahead to your team and to your customers. And another third thing is that for customers, because remember when lento level, we have I'm a customers that we service them every day. And now now people balindise asakwazi manje kuyobadelivela ama-customers, because uzophuma nezinto abantu bayifuna izinto. I think into yasifundisa ukuthi you must always make sure that your loyal customers, make sure that you maintain them, but make sure that you maintain your loyal customers, because they were there before the unrest, and they will always be there when the unrest is finished. So that's one of the lessons that we have learned with the unrest, which you must make sure that you keep your services to your customers, just to make that you keep that loyalty to your customers.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. With you saying that you had people far and wide, as far as Kwamashu coming here.
Yeah.
Does that not inspire you to want to open another franchise, Kwamashu, because of that situation? Has it not given you guys an opportunity to put on your thinking caps to see what can we do with this?
I always knew ukuthi isinkwa is very powerful. Always knew when I do, before we get into isinkwa, I always knew ukuthi isinkwa it's a need. It's a need. Every household, every morning or every night, they buy isinkwa. So I always knew ukuthi when we get in, it's something that is very big even. Because I was not surprised that much. Ukusuka abantu bakomashu, ukusuka abantu bakephi. But lokho kusitshengisile ukuthi isinkwa kahle kahle it's very powerful.
Yeah,
it's very powerful isinkwa. So nalokho kwasinike very confident ukuthi we are in the right track. Asidukanga kakhulu. We're still in the right track. Future plans, of course, uzobona exchange, usubona ngisho e-morning side, usubona komashu, usubona ko lamuntu as we grow. Those are our future plans because we usibonile demand. Uthi ayikahle demand yesinkwa into ekhona because isinkwa it's essential.
See, under the economy right now, we can all see it's fluctuating. There's no definite plan. Everything is left, right, and center, just chaotic. So how are you dealing with the rising costs of, the supplies that you need, but at the same time you want to maintain or keep bread prices at a steady pace just for the sake of your customers? How are you able to balance all of that out?
Hey, it's very hard. It's very hard because if you supply nyuka, if when isinkwa sakho so 10 rand uflour but when usuthenga, let's say 10 kg usuthenga ngo 120 kade uthenga mhlawumbe ngo 80 rand usuzothenga ngo 120 and usawu 10 rand when isinkwa sakho yabo ukuthi that it's affecting very kakhulu yabo lonto leyo. But as a kule industry kuyona, I always tell people that you should always looking for different suppliers. You must not relax. Then ukuthi you Yolanda ngisupplier yakho sengizokhula ngawe manje. You must always looking for other suppliers, maybe angaba better because they always be hlezi kuzokhona umuntu one price engconywana than the actual supply that I have. So my work as a leader to this organization is to always looking which are better prices so that I can able to maintain nonokuthi futhi singawa affect phela kakhulu my customers because our bread is senzele kona ukuthi abantu bakwazi ukuthola isinkwa sethu sibe affordable. So we must always at least be nama supplier of 5, if ever abe 10, but as long as ezoba ne price nje right so that now ungeke uaffecteke kakhulu ngala. Yeah.
So the bread prices haven't really changed drastically.
We did change due to increase because on that day after unrest sephelile sasiyo check off flour sebesho into engaka so then so kwaphoqeleka ukuthi nathi sishintshe, then we are able to add ishumi kuma prices ethu and ama customers they did understand ukuthi no everything inyukile, so nathi ukuze sikhule businessini siqhubeke sikwazi ukuthenga uflour sikwazi ukholela neteam we have to increase nathi kancane ama prices ethu as we grow. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Siyanda, for taking the time to talk to me. I wish you all the best for SG Bakery. And I mean, from here, the sky is the limit. This was absolutely wonderful. And all the best.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, and for taking your time to be with us today at SG Bakery.
Thank you.
Siyabonga.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It really is about taking that one little idea of yours, have it manifest, even if it's something small, and it grows into a company that is just recognized like this one here, SG Bakery, and who knows, maybe in the future even into an empire. I mean, anything is possible, and the SG Bakery team are living proof of that you can do anything you put your mind to, and I salute them for that. Now, of course, if you know of any other entrepreneurs, you can let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram and on Facebook as Yolanda Mabanga. Otherwise, until we do this again, from me, it is goodbye.